Vegas Nation Gameday Live, sponsored by South Point Sportsbook. Download the app at southpointsports.com.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome into Vegas Nation Game Day Live. We are just over an hour away from the Raiders-Steelers kickoff in Pittsburgh as the Raiders look for their first road win of the season. I am your host, Cassie Soto, and joining me in studio is sports reporter for the Las Vegas Review-Journal, Sam Gordon. Sam, the Raiders are coming off of a little bit of a thrilling overtime victory from Monday Night Football over the Ravens. Do you see them carrying that excitement over into today's matchup?
Well, Cassie, I certainly see them trying to carry that excitement over, but this is going to be a little different of an environment. This isn't in front of 61,000 of your fans in a historic opener. This is at Pittsburgh, on the road, one of the most hostile environments in the league against a team with a great defense and an experienced offense. So I think the Raiders are going to try and carry on that momentum, but they have their work cut out for them today.
Look at that. They're not jumping into a pit like that.
No, not today. Not today,
right?
Not quite.
Well, the Raiders are going to need to find a way to win today without running back Josh Jacobs. He was responsible for 2 touchdowns in Monday's win, Sam. That injury is a big blow to this team.
Absolutely. A feature back over 1,000 yards the last 2 years, but the Raiders are going to have to continue to find a way to produce without him. And I think we're going to see a lot of Kenyon Drake in the short passing game. That kind of helped Derek Carr get going on Monday night when he was struggling a little bit in that first half. And then Peyton Barber, the running back who they signed right before the season. John Gruden had a lot of praise for him on Friday. Likes the way he runs the ball, likes the way he catches it, and as he pointed out, likes the way he picks up blitzes too. So it's going to be a combination of those two, and they're going to have to replace the production that Josh Jacobs normally provides.
Yeah, well, the Raiders injury report does not stop there. Guard Richie Incognito out. Linebacker Nick Kwiatkowski out. Backup quarterback Marcus Mariota out. Safety Roger Teamer out. A lot of guys out for the silver and black.
Yeah.
It's for today's matchup. But on the bright side, defensive end Yannick Ngakoue is in, Sam.
Yeah, probably going to play today, and the Raiders are going to need him. Him and Max Crosby combined to pressure Lamar Jackson on Monday night on more than 50% of his dropbacks. They're going to need to provide that kind of pressure again. Brad Roethlisberger not quite as mobile, a little different challenge in the pocket. He gets the ball out quicker than any quarterback in the NFL. At least he did last year, and he did in week 1 as well. So they're going to have to get after him and make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
Yeah, Yannick Ngakoue with just a bit of tape there, as we saw in that video. From
Only
practice.
a little bit.
Just a little bit. I think there was a rod in the back of his knee keeping it all together there too. Well, for those of you that don't know, the Raiders and Steelers have just a little bit of history playing each other in some pretty memorable games. Let's throw it out now to Vegas Nation's Heidi Fang and Ed Graney as they join us from Pittsburgh with more.
Thanks, team. We're out at Heinz Field where many a battle have taken place between the Raiders and the Steelers. And today that rivalry will continue among these two teams. But first, Ed, I want to get your take on what has been the most memorable of all that's happened in this rivalry.
There's no question it's 1972. Terry Bradshaw on 4th down, throws the pass. John Fuca goes off him. Franco Harris. What do you think? Immaculate reception or deception? We don't know, but he caught the ball. Steelers win. Heidi 72, by far the most memorable game, and there's been a lot since then.
Yeah, tonight actually we've heard that both Franco Harris and Phil Villapiano will be out here watching the game together, just kind of for old time's sake. We've seen that out on Villapiano 41's Twitter. And as well as this week, Derek Carr has made some words kind of reigniting, resparking that rivalry by saying the ball touched the ground.
Yeah, I don't know if it did or didn't, but I'll tell you what. I know they had the 5 straight playoff appearances together, but listen, there have been more recent battles as well. The Derek Carr touchdown pass, Sebastian Janikowski with the kick, and Antonio Brown, not the one in the hot air balloon. Antonio Brown with the Pittsburgh Steelers had a career game against the Raiders. So yes, you had those playoff appearances, you had the immaculate reception or deception, but we've had a lot of battles between the Raiders and the Steelers since then.
Oh, great stuff, Ed. Thanks so much. Back to you, team.
Thanks, Ed and Heidi. Sam, the ball touched the ground?
I guess we'll never know.
Well, let's go ahead and check in on Raiders social media with sports journalist Leandre Fox.
After the wild ride the football world experienced on Monday night, social media was all over the place. Let's take a look at some of the best. We're still tracking the Raiders TikTok to see when that first post will be, but until then, enjoy the views from the Wynn Field Club, giving us a look at what Monday night looked like from the party. And on to the post-game celebrations. Safety Jonathan Abram hyped up, throwing his gear into the crowd. And where else would Coach John Gruden be after an exciting victory than with the superfans in the black hole? Gorilla getting Coach Gruden's hat after the game. Now let's take a listen to Gruden's post-game press conference.
I'll tell you what, man, this team gave the 125%, not just 110%, 125% with the extra quarter. I feel like we had to win this game twice. That's right, man. Game 1 of the season, we're already 2-0, man. That's what it's all about. Knock on wood if you're with me.
Of course, that's not Coach Gruden himself. That's Frank Caliendo giving yet another Gruden impression. The Raiders won twice, so they'll try to make it 3-0 today in Pittsburgh. And if we want to win big, you can never have enough talent on the roster. De'Erica Hamby of the Las Vegas Aces is looking to get a spot on the team. And I gotta say, this is the best catch I've seen since Cassie caught a camera last year. Cassie, Sam, back to you guys.
I am really impressed with myself that I still caught that camera.
I am too.
Yeah, like that the wind was not playing with me that
Ferocious
day.
winds.
It was testing me, and first catch.
And you passed.
At Allegiant Stadium.
Passed.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dre. Well, Sam, I know that we're here to talk about today's game, but can we just recap the atmosphere that was Monday Night Football for the Raiders game? It was the first time that fans, besides the preseason game, could finally get into Allegiant Stadium and cheer on their team.
Cassie, it was unbelievable. From the tailgates before the game, the congregations as the game began, the energy on third downs throughout the course of the game, and then, of course, the energy at halftime when Ice Cube and Too Short rocked their halftime performance. It was unbelievable, electric, and what I think it really does is it sets the tone for what the atmosphere is going to be like at Raiders home games moving forward. That was just one. There's many to come.
One fan in particular has left his mark on this Raiders franchise. Vegas Nation's Kevin Cannon has more.
In this week's Vegas Nation Fan Zone, we take you to meet Hall of Fame superfan, The Violator, who says he's just an average guy who expresses his fandom of the Raiders in an extreme way.
It must have been pretty cool being inducted into the Hall of Fame. What was that like?
Oh, that was the epitome of fandom in my book, and actually being recognized for all the years of dedication. You know, it's quite a bit. But when I get done, you already know it's time to go. Getting ready for battle. Just being in that new stadium, I thought about Al. He's got to be smiling on this because that is a custom-fitted stadium for Raider fans. Raider Nation, for one thing, is a family first. And we've been waiting for this last trophy for a lot of years, and we're on this journey together. So like I say, you either with us or step off the plane.
Props to the Violator for a lifetime commitment to the silver and black. That guy, don't mess around with that guy.
No, he doesn't quit.
Yeah.
He keeps coming and coming.
Well, final thoughts here, Sam, as we wrap up today's episode. Do the Raiders come away with a win in enemy territory?
Well, if they do, Cassie, their offensive line is going to have to hold up the way it did against Baltimore. Pittsburgh has one of the best fronts in the NFL and, of course, a talented secondary on the back end. That's one matchup I'm looking for. And also, like I touched on, can that Raiders pass rush continue to pester Ben Roethlisberger the way it pestered Lamar Jackson on Monday night? If it can, I think the Raiders are going to have a chance. But if not, this is a tough place to play against a very good team on both sides of the ball, team that figures to contend in the AFC. Should be a fascinating matchup.
Awesome. All right. Well, that will do it for another episode of Vegas Nation Game Day Live. You can go ahead and get ready for the Raiders 10 a.m. kickoff now. But for more Raiders coverage, head on over to vegasnation.com or download the free Vegas Nation app. For Sam Gordon, I'm Cassie Soto. We'll see you next time.
Vegas Nation Game Day Live, sponsored by South Point Sportsbook. Download the app at southpointsports.com.